Search and seizure. The FBI descends on former President Trump's Mar-A-Lago home.
On August 8th, 2022, I still remember how shocked I was when the news broke. For the first time in American history, federal agents raided a former president's home. It hit the country like a thunderclap. Absolutely unprecedented. Donald Trump immediately posted that Mar-a-Lago was under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Poor Donald. Turns out the only thing truly under siege that day were his mountain of dirty secrets.
Where were you when you heard that your personal home was being raided? And what did you think?
I was in New Jersey. I got a call in the morning from somebody that's here, person works. Sir, the FBI just came in. I said, what? The FBI? Who? And they go, the FBI. And I said, how many people? Many, many people, sir. Many, many people. And I couldn't believe it.
This stunning turn of events left everyone speechless. An FBI raid on a former president's home? Unbelievable. But Trump, the eternal victim, was in New Jersey crying about men with big guns at his gates. He sounded so shocked, like he couldn't believe they actually dared to touch his precious palace. Fast forward to February 13th, 2026. Just hours after this clown lunged at Judge Ingram in court, the feds raided Mar-a-Lago again. And this time, they struck gold. Hidden safes stuffed with $247 million in dirty cash and offshore assets. They also found the explosive Jeffrey Epstein client list and the original classified Iran strike plans. I mean, everything.
We begin this hour with one word: unprecedented.
Today, we are in uncharted territory. The FBI search at Mar-a-Lago has no parallel in American history.
That's all true, and that's all sinking in. The first ever search of a former president's home, setting what is today something we didn't have until yesterday: a new legal precedent in America.
Oh, this truly matters for the law, and it's absolutely captivating millions of Americans who can't look away from the spectacle. No matter how you get your news, TV, phone alerts, social media, whatever, this is the biggest, juiciest story in the country. It completely upends poor Trump's collapsing world, rocks our politics, and unleashes a glorious thicket of legal nightmares. We're covering every delicious detail for you tonight as the stable genius watches his empire of lies crumble in real time.
Hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this.
But of course, poor little Donald couldn't resist throwing another tantrum. He immediately ran to Truth Social like a crying toddler and posted a dramatic campaign-style video, whimpering that America has weaponized law enforcement against him, the biggest victim the world has ever seen. The only thing truly weaponized is Trump's pathetic victim complex. This raid has zero historical comparison because no president has ever been this blatantly corrupt. Sorry, Donnie, this isn't a witch hunt. It's karma kicking in.
The warrant, the documents that list it shows that the agents in search of Mar-a-Lago were investigating potential violations of at least 3 separate statutes. That is according to a statute under the Espionage Act. The unsealed property receipt also shows that federal agents removed 11 sets of classified documents, including some that were labeled top secret. Also on the list, information about the president of France, a grant of clemency for Roger Stone, and binders of photos. Donald Trump's lawyers say they did not.
Let me give you the juicy, delicious scoop on what went down on the evening of February 13th, 2026, at exactly 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time, just hours after Donald Trump, the so-called stable genius, got himself arrested in court and pathetically lunged like a deranged clown at Judge Ingram. The FBI delivered the ultimate payback. While this man was still processing the humiliation of being dragged into custody, federal agents executed yet another search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. Yes, again. And this time, they didn't just find what they were looking for. They found everything. The motherlode. The final nail in the coffin of Trump's crumbling empire of lies. They uncovered 2 hidden safes that weren't on any official list. Secret compartments this so-called billionaire had tucked away like a cheap criminal trying to dodge the taxman. Inside those safes? a staggering $247 million in cash and assets, including offshore-linked funds. $247 million. Money Trump clearly didn't want creditors, the court, or the American people to know about. This wasn't pocket change or campaign donations. This was dirty money he desperately tried to hide while pretending to be a victim of the deep state. Pathetic. But that's not even the best part. Along with those hidden riches, agents discovered something far more explosive. A full client list linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, that Jeffrey Epstein. Imagine the names. Congressional members, wealthy elites, powerful insiders, all connected to Epstein's disgusting criminal network. The very list that Trump somehow had access to. Let that sink in. The man who claims he's the savior of America was sitting on evidence of one of the sickest scandals in modern history. How convenient. And of course, they also found the original classified documents, including the detailed Iran strike plans and materials that perfectly matched the infamous Bedminster tape played in court earlier that day. These weren't copies. These were the real deal. The smoking gun documents Trump openly bragged about keeping. He even admitted on tape he hadn't declassified them. Caught red-handed once again. The genius who said he could declassify things just by thinking about it got absolutely destroyed by his own arrogance. Here's the twist that must hurt the most. There was zero resistance during the raid. None. Trump wasn't even there. He was busy being processed in court after his embarrassing arrest. The Secret Service, who normally protect him, stood down completely. Why? Because the Pentagon had already made it crystal clear. They were no longer taking orders from this man. The military had washed its hands of Donald Trump. How humiliating. This whole operation was authorized by a court order from Judge Ingram herself, based on reasonable suspicion that Trump was hiding assets to dodge justice. And guess who provided the crucial evidence? None other than Melania Trump. Yes, his own wife. She filed a shocking 43-page declaration that blew the entire scheme wide open. In it, she detailed exactly how Trump shuffled money around after the bank freeze, creating shell companies in the Cayman Islands, funneling cash to Switzerland, using nominees to hide ownership. All of it. His loyal wife finally had enough and chose to tell the truth. Talk about the ultimate betrayal. Even Melania couldn't stomach the lies anymore. In my more than 20 years covering Washington politics, I have rarely seen a moment this seismic. Just weeks before the February 13th raid, on April 9, 2026, First Lady Melania Trump stepped to the White House podium and delivered a rare, unscripted public statement denying any ties to Jeffrey Epstein. She called the rumors smears and demanded Congress hear the victims. It stunned even seasoned insiders. Yet court documents now reveal something far more explosive. According to a sealed 43-page declaration filed under oath, Melania herself provided the decisive evidence that unlocked the second Mar-A-Lago warrant. In meticulous detail, she described how, after the bank freeze, her husband moved $247 million through 17 Cayman and Swiss shell companies, using nominees and offshore trusts to shield assets from creditors and the courts. For the first time in their marriage, the former model turned First Lady chose truth over silence. This is not just a legal footnote. This is the ultimate insider betrayal, delivered by the one person Donald Trump trusted most, and it changes everything. This declaration was devastating. It showed Trump scrambling like a cornered rat after the bank freeze, moving hundreds of millions into 17 different offshore accounts. 17, all linked to those shady shell companies. Federal authorities now have full access. That means the court can seize everything to pay off judgments. His secret financial empire is collapsing in real time, and there's nothing this so-called billionaire can do about it. Let's be brutally honest here. This raid connects every single dot we've been talking about for years. It proves Trump's ex-lawyer was right. It validates Giuliani's testimony. It confirms that infamous tape is 100% authentic. The man wasn't just careless with classified documents, he was actively hiding them while lying to everyone. And now the smoking gun is in the hands of prosecutors. This isn't just another legal headache for Trump. This is the beginning of the end. The raid basically wraps up the investigation with a giant bow. Solid evidence of hiding assets, fraud, potential money laundering, and national security violations. We're talking decades behind bars, multiple convictions. The walls are closing in faster than ever. And let's not forget the Epstein list. Those names are going to trigger a political earthquake. Congress is already preparing subpoenas, new investigations are coming. Prominent figures, some still in power, are about to be exposed. Trump's possession of that list raises serious questions about what he knew and when he knew it. Did he participate? Did he stay silent? The American people deserve answers, and they're finally going to get them. Financially, Trump is finished. His campaign is broke. His businesses are paralyzed. He can't even pay his legal bills. Those 17 offshore accounts that once made him feel untouchable, they're now frozen targets. The court is coming for every single dollar. All that offshore money he thought was safe? Gone. The man who spent years bragging about his wealth is about to be stripped of it in public. Delicious karma. Politically, the dominoes are falling even faster. There are serious discussions about invoking the 25th Amendment, possibly as early as tonight or tomorrow morning. Democrats are preparing articles of impeachment to be introduced on Monday. And with the evidence now overwhelming, conviction in the Senate looks almost certain. This could be the quickest removal from office in history. The vice president is waiting in the wings. Make no mistake, this raid proves beyond any doubt that Donald Trump is unfit to lead, unstable, dangerous, a clear and present threat to national security. The man lunged at a judge, threatened legal officials, hid classified documents, and maintained connections to the Epstein world. Enough is enough. The consequences will be historic. Markets are already nervous. Investor confidence is collapsing. We could see the dollar weaken, stocks tumble, and global markets react to the reality that the sitting president is a convicted criminal. This is the end of an era, the end of the Trump fantasy. Everything started with his original fraud, lying about assets, hiding money, playing the system. It escalated with classified documents, and now his own greed has destroyed him. The hidden safes, the Epstein list, Melania's betrayal, it's all too perfect. Justice, slow but merciless, has finally arrived at the golden gates of Mar-A-Lago. Donald Trump's time is up. The clown show is over. The stable genius who promised to make America great again has instead left behind nothing but scandals, lies, and a mountain of legal wreckage. This raid didn't just find documents and money, it found the truth, and the truth has finally caught up with him. For years he mocked the law. Now the law is mocking him right back, and America is watching every delicious second of it. And there you have it, folks. Donald Trump has finally run out of hiding places, out of money, and out of excuses. From hidden safes stuffed with millions to Epstein's client list, from Melania's shocking betrayal to the imminent political collapse, his entire empire of lies is crumbling in spectacular fashion. Justice isn't coming. It's already here, knocking on the golden doors of Mar-A-Lago. If you're loving this historic downfall, smash that like button, drop your hottest take in the comments. Should Trump finally go to prison? And subscribe to Insider Power Watch with notifications on. Share this video so the truth spreads. The clown show is over. See you in the next one.